UFC Vegas 118 is tomorrow. Again, another late predictions, but it doesn't matter. We go for it. And I'm gonna break down every single fight on the card, give my predictions, the rundown, the dressing. I don't know. I'm gonna give you the works right on everything. All right. So let's start off with Ketlen, Souza, Ariane, Carnelossi, 16-6 to 15-4, 5-3 to 5-2. 63-inch reach to a 61.5-inch reach, and a 35-inch leg reach to a 35-inch leg reach. So, oh my goodness. That's a woman. The thing is, Ketlen Souza is the favorite. Massive favorite. Minus 310 favorite. Is it wrong that I want to pick Ariane Colossi? She has like double her biceps. She did get submitted by Talita Allen Carr. Lost to Lupita Godinez. Not the Boris losses. Pierre Rodriguez beat her, but it was a disqualification. Ketlen Souza at least beat Bruno Brazil. Pierre Rodriguez lost a split decision, though. Lost a split decision to Angela Hill. You know what? I'm just going to go off the fact that, first of all, Ariana Carnelossi has the better record. Ketlen Souza has a worse record. And Ariane Carnelossi has the arms of a man, face of a man, too, if we're being honest. But I'm going to go with actually Ariane Carnelossi. I'm going to go with the underdog. I just think she's going to be too muscular for Ketlen Souza. Now, Ketlen Souza could maybe take her down and submit her. I don't really see that a part of her game. Maybe she'll be able to hold her against the fence. But again, I think Ariane Carnelossi going to be too strong for that. They're both the same height. She's a little bit shorter. It's also WMMA, so who cares? Is the question. If you're watching this, which by the way you're probably not, but if you are watching this for WMMA, like detailed WMMA reviews, watch someone else. Watch someone else, because we don't do that here. All right, we like not guess. It's a guesstimate. I am throwing this pick to the wind because Ketlen Souza is like, I think 98% of people are choosing Ketlen Souza on Tapology. 93 are choosing Souza, but I'm gonna go with Ariane Carnelossi. I think maybe she's gonna be. I mean, there's that, and then there's that. Like that is insane. And then there's that, and then she's like, lesbian. She's like, she got hit with the tism. You know, like Shane Gillis says it nicked him. It like nicked her, but I think it did a. It ran back. It drove around the block twice on Ariane Carnelossi. So I'm gonna trust that kind of strength. Certain strength that certain people have when afflicted with certain abilities. You could maybe put dis in front of it, but it's abilities nonetheless. Okay, so I'm gonna go with Ariane Carnelossi by decision. Okay, moving up, 2 WMA fights in a row. Let's go. Jeisla Chaves versus Yuneisy Duben, 7-0 versus 6-1-1, 5-6 to 5-4, 68-inch reach to a 65.5-inch reach, 39.5-inch leg reach to a 36.5-inch leg reach. I'm gonna go with Jeisla Chaves by decision. All right, we're not changing up on this one. Yuneisy Duben, she got head kicked by Carly Judice. Man, I'm having a hard time saying names this week, but. You know, Carly Judice is good. That's the thing. So maybe I do pick Yuneisy Duben. So everyone's picking Chaves, though. She has a reach advantage, and in WMA, they don't normally use a reach advantage, but maybe this time they will. 6-0 versus 6-1-0-1. Basically the same 6-1, 0-2, 0-2, 0-0. 0-4, but she beat Sofia Montenegro by split decision 3-2, 5-0, 0-0, 0-0, 0-0. So WMA fighters can just get in off of nothing. I'm gonna go with Jeisla Chaves. She hasn't lost that yet, even though Carly Judice is a monster. A little bit. I think she had a decision in her last fight, which was a bit of a stinker, but she is a bit of a monster. So I think I don't really count that against Yuneisy Duben, but again, I think Chelsea Chaves is a little bit taller, reach advantage. She's going to be peppering that jab peppering a jab and a low kick all night long. Win a boring 29-28 decision. Maybe Yuneisy Duben starts like running in round 3 and gets caught with something. Like there's like one drop. She gets dropped once. But yeah, 29-28. Jeisla Chaves. All right, moving up. Jordan Leavitt, Joanderson, Brito. Now we're at the real wall. All right, there's one more we got to skip. One more, and then we're going to be to the real fights. But Jordan Leavitt, Joanderson, Brito. Joanderson, Brito. Coming off that awful win over Steven Wilson or whatever. What's his name? He won, but it was like a Isaac Thompson. Short notice too, and he wins like in the worst way possible. Lost to Pat Sabatini, lost to William Gomez, but it was a split decision. You know, William Gomez is a tough customer. He's a tricky customer, crafty consumer. KO Jack Shore, but it was a stoppage from a shin cut. Jonathan Pierce ninja choked him. I think Jordan Leavitt, he is coming down from lightweight. You know, this is at featherweight, but the Yadier Del Val. He was good. And the Kurt Hollabaugh submission was good. Got submitted by Chase Hooper, though. And Paddy Pimblett. Now, they do have elite jiu-jitsu, but it scares me that he had to take it to they got him. If they were able to get Jordan Leavitt to the ground, like if Chase Hooper got Jordan Leavitt to the ground, I'm not too scared for Joanderson Brito, who, while yes, actually I didn't even do the thing. 13-3 to 18-5-1, 5'9 to 5'8. 71-inch reach to 72-inch reach, 39-inch leg reach to a 38-inch leg reach, around the same. I just think Jordan Leavitt doesn't have enough respect on the feet. He's not going to get enough respect on the feet to get a smothering, little wet blanket kind of thing going. I think Joanderson Brito is going to bomb him with enough big shots where he's going to be a little too scared to enter range. And then Joanderson Brito can just... I don't know if he'll get a finish. This is kind of the guy that Joanderson Brito does get a finish on, though. But he didn't finish Isaac Thompson. So I'm going to say a Joanderson Brito decision, kind of boring. I think he'll bomb him once in the first and maybe second round where he'll either wobble him or drop him. But I don't think he's going to look too impressive with this. He beat Diego Lopez somehow. Somehow this guy beat Diego Lopez. Don't ask me how. Because he's very hit and miss, dude. If he doesn't get it done in round 1, dude, he is very disappointing. But I am going to go with Joanderson Brito. He does have power on him. He does have power. I think even the Isaac Thompson fight, he did hurt him really badly in round 1. In Australia, you know what? A round 1 KO is possible. Jordan Leavitt does have the type of chin where it's like this guy does get KO'd in round 1. He does have that type of chin. But I am going to say a Joanderson Brito decision. Just recently, his recent performances have not impressed me. I'm not impressed with your performance. GSP would say the exact same thing to Joanderson Brito because he's been unimpressive. So I'm going to go with Joanderson Brito. Decision win. Okay, moving up. Priscila Cachoeira versus Chelsea Chandler. Okay, 13-8 to 6-4, 5'7 to 5'8, 65-inch reach to a 68-inch reach, and a 37-inch leg reach to a 40-inch leg reach. Wow, she is all legs. And not in a good way. I'm going to have to go with Priscila Cachoeira. She's just 6-4, though. Yannis Santos, Jocelyn Edwards. Oh, never mind. I'm going to go with Chelsea Chandler. But they both, dude, this is trash. This is garbage. Claudia Aguila, Jocelyn Edwards also KO'd her. Chelsea Chandler's younger. Is kind of the thing. A little bit taller. The reach... Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm just going to go with Chelsea Chandler. Taller, lankier, boring. 29-28 decision for Chelsea Chandler. I don't know how else to say this, dude. Priscila Cachoeira has the biggest jaw possible, so Chelsea Chandler could probably flick out a jab from across the octagon and still hit her there. So maybe she'll get a KO. Probably not. It's WMA, but might be. Might be. Chelsea Chandler, 30-27, 29-28. I don't know. We're not really going too far into that. Moving up, Bruno Silva, Edgar, Chairez. I'm going to have to go with Bruno Silva. I'm going to have to. Just off the fact that, now, I will say, I'm not seeing how, maybe I'm crazy. I didn't think Bruno Silva beat Charles Johnson. I know some people said robbery was a split decision. I thought it was clear Charles Johnson. He could have gotten all rounds. My opinion, just because Bruno Silva didn't really land anything too good. He was kind of swarming Charles Johnson, but not many shots landed on Charles Johnson clean. and his nose got busted up already. That's a big problem for Bruno Silva. His nose busts up real easily. But Edgar Chairez is also coming off probably the worst. That's not a bad. I'm not saying that's a bad performance by Bruno Silva because Charles Johnson is tricky. He is hard to beat, but Edgar Chairez is coming off I think the worst performance in his career. He looked so awful against Felipe something. It was on the UFC no-trade card, so they got a Mexican to come in. Felipe Boons, I got that right. Guessed a random Mexican name, got it right. Bruno Silva lost to Charles Johnson split decision, lost to Joshua Van KO, Manel Cap KO. But the Hong Sung Park submission was actually very impressive. So you know what? I'm going to go Bruno Silva by submission late rounds. I think he's going to hurt Chairez pretty badly round 1 and 2. Chairez can stay in there. Chairez can stay in there though. He doesn't have a good chin because he gets wobbled easily, but he has good. He just still stays up somehow. He'll get wobbled badly and still be standing. He has zombie man genes within him. He can be knocked flatline, KO'd out, and he'll still be standing up, kind of like menacingly on his guard. So I think Bruno Silva's gonna hurt him once, hurt him twice, and then start knocking him in round 3, and then he'll get a rear naked choke, maybe an anaconda, while Chairez is trying to build back up in that front headlock position. I'm gonna go Bruno Silva round 3 submission. He's pretty good. Hello? Okay. Not sure what happened. Bruno Silva's pretty good. Like I said, the Charles Johnson, I don't see that as a crazy good performance from him, but I think it was pretty good for a Charles Johnson fight who's taller and lankier than Edgar Chairez, and now he's basically fighting the same frame, the same, if you go to your custom character, this would be the same, like, preset as Charles Johnson. Like, he chose, like, the different preset and race, but it's the same archetype as a fighter, but it just, like, less skillful. Like, Charles Johnson's probably like an 82 overall. If I had to say anything, he gets like a plus 10 buff. He gets plus 10 against rookies and young up and comers prospects, but normally he's like an 82, maybe 80, low 70s. Bruno Silva, 79, 78. That's his rating. Edgar Chairez is probably like a 68, maybe low 70s, like a 72. And that's being generous. So that's what I'd say. That's what I say. Bruno Silva, round 3 submission. Let's say anaconda. Chairez gets knocked down, tries to build up. Bruno Silva gets that front headlock. Anaconda choke from Bruno Silva. Moon up. Marcus McGhee, Jean Yannis. Yeah, it's Marcus McGhee time, dude. It wasn't a close fight with Peter Yan. I'm not going to say it was close. But I do think he was very, he did show some skill to that, fight against Peter Yan, and now he's against John Yannis, who is having his first UFC win. Jamie Siraj, who is like a gay Canadian who just showed up a month ago, lost to Austin Bashi. Oh. Marcus McGhee, to be fair, he hasn't beat the best competitions either. Jonathan Martinez, though, is not that bad. Gaston Bolaños, I think he won his last fight. JP Buys, Journey Newson, he's fighting he's fighting store brands. Journey Newson, JP Buys, and Gaston Bolaños are like random store brands. But I think Marcus McGhee has this soundly. I think he's going to destroy John Yannis on the feet. Now, John Yannis does have like a quick jab, I think. Oh, I'm bad at this. I apologize. 10-2 to 10-4, 5'8 to 5'7, 69-inch reach to a 70.5-inch reach, 38 leg reach to a 37-inch leg reach. I'm going to go with Marcus McGhee. Round 2, either TKO or submission. I'm going to say submission for fun because John Yannis' 2 losses, or 2 of John Yannis' losses are by submission. So I think it'd be funny if he gets another submission loss. I think that's truth. So I think, Marcus McGhee can get a submission on this guy. He'll drop him pretty badly and get a rear naked choke or not guillotine, rear naked choke. We'll say rear naked choke for Marcus McGhee. Hurst John Yannis. Round 1's kind of a feeling out round, Maybe John Yannis can even win round 1. Maybe Marcus McGhee's just kind of feeling him out. Starts getting at him towards the end of round towards the end of round 1, and then start of round 2, bam, nukes him out. John Yannis is still up because he's Mexican. He's got that chin on him. There's no separation from chin to neck. It just goes all into one. Minus 450. Crazy. And I'm thinking Marcus McGhee will get a rear naked choke in round 2. Okay? Round 2 rear naked choke. Move it up. Matt the Chin Snell versus Alessandro Costa. I mean, it's an Alessandro 17, 10, 0 and 1 to 15 and 5, 5'8 to 5'4, 70-inch reach to a 67-inch reach, and a 38-inch leg reach to a 36-inch leg reach. Alessandro Costa is a ball of muscle. He's got power, dude. And Matt Schnell, I mean, a butterfly. Augusta Wind, yeah. Augusta Wind will knock him out. Alessandro Costa has this. I'm going to say a round 1 KO, because anything else is kind of disrespectful. Now, my GOAT, Joseph Morales, submitted Matt Schnell, which is a lot more impressive, because Matt Schnell's no joke on the ground. Matt Schnell also wobbled Alejandro Pantoja, just so you know. Wobbled Pantoja. Just saying. Pretty sure that was Schnell. So, Matt Steel Hands Schnell? I don't know. Maybe he'll just KO Costa quick. This is catchweight, I think. Yeah, it is catchweight. 125? No. What weight is it really? I can find that out. It is 130 pounds. So not too much of a difference. 5 pounds. I don't know who couldn't make weight. If I had to guess, it's Matt Schnell, because Costa is literally 5'4". He's 5'4", so probably that. But yeah, I'm gonna just have to go with Costa KO round 1. Matt Schnell's last one was Jimmy Flick. KO'd by Urseg. Need I say more? Durden submitted him. Bopo submitted him. Matthias Nicolau submitted him. Yeah, it's a Alessandro Costa round 1 KO. Moving up, main card, Iwo Baraniewski, Junior Tafa. Now, I've said this before. This may be a legendary double KO. Legendary. Iwo Baraniewski goes for a right hand. Junior Tafa goes for an uppercut. They both KO each other at the same time. It's very possible. But I'm going to go with Iwo Baraniewski. Junior Tafa was at heavyweight, and he was getting knocked out at heavyweight, and now he's moved down. Iwo Baraniewski could be a middleweight. I'm not saying he should be. I'm just saying he could be. He has the frame of a middleweight. He's at light heavyweight, bombing people out cold. And now I will say, not the most impressive record. Muhammad Ali, Austin Lane, Ibo Aslan. But I do think Ibo Aslan would probably beat Junior Tafa. Junior Tafa. Ibo Aslan had a pretty competitive fight with Billy Elikana. People forget. Billy Elikana, of course, won. It was a pretty strong 29-28 from Billy Elikana. Maybe it was 30-27. I can't remember. But he had moments in that fight. Ibo Aslan just wasn't a marauder like he used to be. And so he kind of chilled out. But Iwo Baraniewski brought that fire back into him. And he did get dropped a lot. But the thing is, where is this Junior Tafa has KO power, brigade coming from? Junior Tafa knocked out, who was the guy he knocked out? I was looking at Alessandro Costa. Junior Tafa knocked out Kevin Christensen, who was basically a lamb to the slaughter for the Australia card, and now we're saying that he's got KO power. How many KOs does Junior Tafa have? I mean, I would guess decent because he's a light heavyweight. That's probably his only wins are by KO. But I have never seen Junior Tafa, flatline somebody out cold. Yeah, he has 7 wins by KO. He's never gone to decision, or he's only been submitted 3 times, KO'd once, lost once. Who KO'd him? Marcos Rodrigo de Lima, ground and pound. Was that at heavyweight? That was at heavyweight. Lost a decision to Muhammad Usman. He has been to decision. He's never won a decision. But he's lost a decision. He's never won a decision, yeah. I don't think Junior Tafa has this crazy KO power. Now, of course, Iwo Baraniewski doesn't really either. I mean, the Ibo Aslan fight, he took a lot of shots to go down. Austin Lane, just like Matt Schnell. Him and Matt Schnell are best buds. They're on the Get Chinned group chat, I'm pretty sure. But I'm just going to have to go with Iwo Baraniewski round 1 KO just off the fact that he's shown a little bit more skill. 8-0. Junior Tafa's he's beating nobody. Anybody decent, he gets Destroyed, dude. Billy Alicano, Tuco's Tacos, which is not looking good. Of course, he got submitted. TKO'd Sean Sharaf. Welcome to the club, pal. Everyone's done that. Walter Walker submitted. Parker Porter. Right hooks KOs him. And then he KO'd some guys on the regional scene. 6-1, 4-3, 15-12 2, 3-4. Lost a lot of kickboxing. Won a couple kickboxing. I mean, he could be a good kickboxer. I just haven't seen that from him. Iwo Baraniewski has a judo black belt or something in his background. Now, I'm not saying he's going to use it, but I could see him getting wobbled. Worst case scenario, he lays on his back, lets Junior Tafa come into his guard, do something from there. Well, judo's actually not. Judo black belt's just the takedown part. It's not submitting. So never mind. But you know what I'm saying. I think he has a black belt somewhere. He's got a black belt. Okay, that's all you need to know. Oh, did I do the thing? 8-0 versus 7-5. 6 foot to 6'3". 73.5 reach to a 75-inch reach. 44.5 leg reach to a 43-inch leg reach. Again, I just think also short guys are so hard to deal with striking wise because their heads are down. So you gotta jab down towards them. And firing up at somebody is a lot easier to hide it behind something. Not really. But I think it's easier like for a tall guy to be used to pulling back with their chin up in the air. And a short guy can clip that, dude, by sending something mean over the top. Iwo Baraniewski comes crashing in. I don't think Junior Tafa has crazy KO power. I'm scared for Iwo. I'm scared for Iwo, dude. This guy's got the touch of death. He's lost the weight. He got on Ozempic. He doesn't have power, dude. He does not have power. Iwo Baraniewski around 1 KO. I'm not saying it's impossible for Junior Tafa to win, but like bedtime chose Junior Tafa is like, you just haven't seen too much. Like he KO'd a lamb to the slaughter, who I think Iwo Baraniewski would deal with even quicker. Like Junior Tafa had some trouble getting his free win. His free hole punch ticket for a free win. He was having trouble cashing that in. Getting leg kicked a little bit. I could see Iwo Baraniewski maybe saying, all right, let's chill out. If he throws a couple leg kicks, he has that leg reach advantage. Throw a couple leg kicks. If Junior Tafa's thinking low, fire one up high. I don't know. I'm just saying Iwo Baraniewski has this by round 1 KO. Okay, I spent too long on this. Moving up, Bryce Mitchell, Santiago Luna. 18-4 to 8-0. Coming out of Arkansas. 70-inch reach to 74-inch reach, 40-inch leg reach to a 41.5-inch leg reach. I am going to choose Bryce Mitchell by decision, but I am scared. But also, Santiago Luna's last performance, while a dominant 30-27 win, he could have gotten a KO. He is young and inexperienced, so I think he just didn't want to gas out. But Angel Pacheco, 7-3 decision, got dropped by Quang Lee. Quang Lee kind of ran in like a retard after he dropped him, got overzealous, got KO'd. KO'd Desmond Manabrat, who is 4-6. 6-1, Magomed Beyduev, 3-1. Josimir Chuevas, 3-1. 3-1, 4-6, and 6-1 are his last 3 opponents outside the UFC. Quang Lee's 9-2. Angel Pacheco 7-3. Bryce Mitchell, though, is 18-3, and he's only lost to Gene Silva, Josh Emmett, and Ilya Topuria. And I will say, Bryce Mitchell's got a chin on him, dude. Flush wheel kick from Gene Silva, some crazy overhands from Gene Silva. He gets KO'd by Josh Emmett with the perfect overhand right into it. Happens, dude. Emmett unleashed his ultimate move. Bryce Mitchell just got caught in the ultimate, like he got hit with the Hanzo Dragon Arrow thing. All right, pal? You got lucky. I was CC'd. May just froze me, and then Hanzo did the thing. It's not fair, okay? But Bryce Mitchell's got a chin, dude. Ilya Topuria. Just that Ilya Topuria fight is just, I know he lost it, but that is just such a good performance in the way that he was so tactically sound of Ilya Topuria's punches. A lot of slipping, and as soon as Ilya Topuria overthrows too much, shoots in on a takedown, takes Ilya Topuria down, holds him for the rest of round 1. He does get submitted, of course, eventually. That's just a power difference, I feel like. Again, Bryce Mitchell doesn't have power. That's the kind of thing that's holding him back. He can't get too much respect on the feet. He has to do flicky leg kicks, flicky jabs. He doesn't have too much power now. It's ground and pound. Maybe When he does use it, it'll be good, but, not the best. Submissions doesn't really go for them anymore. Very more control based, but I do think Santiago Luna, an inexperienced fighter, is the best person for Bryce Mitchell to get a submission. I do, you know what, just for fun, I'll say round 3 submission, but I would not be surprised if it's a decision for Bryce. I just think Santiago Luna is going to do really good round 1, knock him down a bunch, but you've seen Bryce recovers very well. Knocked down by Saeed Nurmagomedov, knee up the middle round 1, wins rounds 2 and 3 easily. Now it was lame and boring, and Bryce, we got to work on that, buddy, but that's hard to do against Saeed Nurmagomedov, Tim Elliott had a cheat to beat Saeed Nurmagomedov. Bryce Mitchell didn't. No, I'm thinking of Tagir Ulianbekov. Dude, I get these bantamweight and lightweights. I'm sorry, bantamweight and lightweights all mixed up. Who beat Tagir Ulianbekov? I don't know. Or no, who beat Saeed Nurmagomedov? I don't know. Oh, Vinicius Oliveira did. That's who it was. Vinicius Oliveira's decent, and he's a weight bully. Anyways, I'm going to go with Bryce Mitchell. Round 3 submission. I could see just Santiago Luna just slowly getting drained on the ground, not really used to such a high-level grappler, because he is a high-level grappler, not a submission artist by any means, but at least in like pure wrestling, I don't think you take Ilia Topuria down and can't be an above average. You can't not be an above average wrestler and take Ilia Topuria down. You just can't. I think he did better than Charles Oliveira at taking Ilia Topuria down. He did better than Charles Oliveira at fighting Ilia Topuria in general. Better than Volkanovski, some could say. Just saying. But I'm going to go with Bryce Mitchell by decision, He's a Briter. He's from Arkansas. Briters unite. I'm going to pick him to win by decision. You know what? Yeah, round 3 submission. I could see a rear naked choke. That used to be Bryce's signature submission back in the day. He had a bunch on like the regional scene coming up. Rear naked choke. And against Santiago Luna, a guy who's so inexperienced, I think he can maybe get that done in round 3. Rear naked choke for Bryce Mitchell. Boom. Moving up. For SEM, Tom Nolan, dude. 18-4, just like Bryce Mitchell. 10-1, 6'1 to 6'3, 75-inch reach to 73-inch reach, 42-inch leg reach to a 43-inch leg reach. I'm just going to have to go for SEM just because he's shown better levels. He's on a massive 7-fight win streak, I want to say. He's just shown his performances have just been a lot better than Tom Nolan. And Tom Nolan's not impressed me, dude. Submitted Charlie Campbell. Decision Vyacheslav Borshev, very scary. Vyacheslav Borshev, he is no joke, but if you're decent at grappling, you'll submit him. That's just kind of how it goes. Alex Reyes decision. Victor Martinez KO, okay. And then lost to Nicolas Mata, though. That may have been a short notice debut in the UFC, but he still got KO'd by Nicolas Mata. I think for SEM, who is pretty dangerous, dude, he's got sharp elbows. Look how lanky this guy is. Sharp elbows. Not sure what he is, but sharp. He's French? He's French. Sharp knees, alright? Very hairy knees, too. He may catch a hair in the mouth of Tom Nolan. Look at that pain. He's got a pain tattoo? What are we doing, dude? I don't think this is going to be a distraction because I do think Tom Nolan's decent, but I think for SEM, he has been submitted by Terrence McKinney. But Terrence McKinney's no joke on the ground, to be fair. B-Mac, Mike Davis, and Nazem Sadikov. Matt Frivola KO, say what you will. Split decision for Claudio Puelos, though. And Jai Herbert decision. I do think he's just going to out-wrestle Tom Nolan. I think Tom Nolan is decent on the feet, but again, for SEM, is going to mix it up so well. I think that's the best thing you've seen recently is he can just mix it up very, very well. Slam you, pick you up, and then elbow you while you're trying to get up, while you're dealing with one thing. Be very rangy and flicky. What is it? 6'1 to 6'3, so Nolan's taller, but he has a reach advantage. Again, I think for SEM's just kind of able to go anywhere, and Tom Nolan really wants to keep this on the feet. Boxing only, kind of. Maybe a bit of kickboxing, but again, you kick for SEM, you're going to give him a leg. You know, I'm not saying that's like an end all be all for every single kickboxer grappler combination. Like, there's a lot of people who can be a kickboxer and still kick and give the legs to a grappler and get away with it. But you're just gambling at that point against Ziam, who will hold you down for a round and not care, which may be why he's unranked still. But I'm going to go with Ziam by decision. I think Tom Nolan will survive. He may get submitted, but I do think he can survive enough to make a decision. I think he may win round 1. Maybe he'll just out tit for tat, have a little too much energy for Ziam, jab him, be a little bit cleaner in the combinations, and then round 2 and 3, Ziam starts just trudging on him, sapping Tom Nolan's energy with the grappling, and get it done by decision. All right, Ziam by decision. Moving up, the featured fight, Brendan Allen, Edmund Shahbazyan. Okay, I'm going to go with Edmund Shahbazyan, dude. I don't care. Brendan Allen's representing Brazil. What did the commentator say? Uta Brazil! When Oliveira submitted Gaethje. Gaethje, actually. I apologize. 26-7. Crazy record to 16-5. 6-2 to 6-2. 75-inch reach to 74-inch reach. 42-inch leg reach to 40-inch reach. Okay, Edmund Shahbazyan. Let's just say he's had some stinkers. There's no denying it. Edmund Shahbazyan has had some stinker performances, but the Extreme Couture curse that they put upon Brendan Allen means that they're able to KO him or beat him at any point. And Brendan Allen is retarded, dude. Beat Reinier de Ridder. Reinier de Ridder fought 3 or 4 times that year. He's a massive dude, so he got weight drained. Died on the thing. Pulled a Hamzat Chimaev and gave up. I'm gonna use that. Marvin Vettori. He beat Marvin Vettori. Good job. Cool. Beat Marvin Vettori. What am I supposed to? Am I supposed to gain anything from that? Is there something I'm supposed to learn from beating Marvin Vettori? I think I could maybe do it. I could maybe win a crafty split decision over Marvin Vettori. Slip on the inside once he throws his one. Answered like a body shot. I don't know. Lost to Anthony Hernandez, National Mavov. Beat Chris Curtis by a split decision. Now, Edmund Shahbazyan's been training with Strickland, training with Chris Curtis. And Brendan Allen's only lost to really pretty elite people. Chris Curtis, though. Strickland's 1. Mavov and Hernandez are 2, so that's 4. So there's 3 unaccounted for that I can't think of right now. But recently. But Edmund Shahbazyan, KO'd Andre Muniz round 1. Andre Petroski decisioned him. He could have gotten the finish because he broke his arm with a nasty body kick or something. Dylan Budka, KO. Got submitted by Mearshart, not the best. AJ Dobson. But I do really think that this is kind of a good matchup for Shahbazyan. Like I said, Extreme Couture knows Brendan Allen. They know what he'll do. He's retarded. I honestly won't be surprised if he stings and bangs with Edmund Shahbazyan for a little bit. Now, I will say Brendan Allen has had impressive performances. The Anthony Hernandez performance, he almost beat Hernandez. He's just retarded and basically gave Hernandez the win. The Mavov fight, maybe you say if that wasn't in France, Brendan Allen would win that fight. You never know. But Edmund Shahbazyan is just so dangerous in round 1. And Brendan Allen just looks so chinny, in my opinion. He got knocked out by Sean Strickland. Now, he didn't get knocked out by Mavov, but again, he had that takedown threat. So it's harder to put, a full power punch on someone when you got that takedown threat to worry about. And Brendan Allen's kind of crafty to begin the takedown. But I think Edmund Shahbazyan is just going to be a little too rangy. I do think the body kicks and head kicks from Shahbazyan really do hurt, will really help. Just if he just slams them hard. If he lets Allen topple him over from it, though, I will be scared. But Edmund Shahbazyan gassed out. Got submitted by Mearshart. That's the reason why he got submitted by Mearshart. He gassed out after beating him up for so much. Mearshart was a punching bag, and then he submits him in round 2 or 3 or whatever. I don't know. I think Edmund Shahbazyan Round 1, he's going to hurt Brendan Allen bad. Brendan Allen's going to be shooting panic takedowns, may get one, but Edmund Shahbazyan's going to go, okay, I know what I need to do. And then round 2, he's going to hit him with a nasty hook, nasty head kick, something. I think Edmund Shahbazyan's going to be a little too quick for Brendan Allen, who is kind of a plodster for middleweight. Kind of plods in. How else do you get KO'd by Strickland? How else? I just don't think he has the best chin. So I think Edmund Shahbazyan's going to take advantage of this. Now, I will say this is a layup for Brendan Allen, number 4 versus unranked guy. Ali Abdulaziz really gave him a layup. But the thing is, Brendan Allen is only smart when Belal Muhammad's in this corner. Against Reinier de Ridder, Belal Muhammad was in his corner. Against, who was the one before that? Marvin Vettori, Belal Muhammad was in this corner. Guess who's not going to be in his corner tonight? Boop, boop, boop. Belal Muhammad's fighting. He can't be in Brendan Allen's corner. Brendan Allen will be retarded this fight. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Belal Muhammad reigns in Brendan Allen, makes him not retarded, and he'll win. Not for this fight. I've learned that. I'm going to go with Edmund Shahbazyan, round 2 KO. Okay? Give me that. Moving up, main event, Belal Muhammad, Gabriel Bonfim. I'm going to have to go with Belal Muhammad, all right? 24-5-1. Insane record versus 19-0. 5'11 to 6'1. 72-inch reach to 72.5-inch reach. 40-inch leg reach to 40.5-inch leg reach. I will say, Gabriel Bonfim's just not impressed me. The Randy Brown KO, I mean, Kevin Holland beat Randy Brown, dude. What are we doing? Randy Brown is what's getting you into the rankings? Really, dude? What's Belal? Number 5? Is Bonfim ranked? Like 11? Yeah. Man, snipe that. I just think Belal Muhammad, that JDM fight, he showed so much grit. And maybe it'll be revealed JDM's a pillow puncher, dude. Maybe it'll be revealed like that if Bonfim just KOs Belal Muhammad out cold. I don't think so, though. Belal's got a pretty good chin. That JDM fight, he took a beating, was still staying in there, still still putting on the pressure, putting on the pace on JDM, shooting takedowns in round 4 and 5. After he was getting beat up for basically every single round, he got beat up at least a little bit, and he's still in there. I don't think Gabriel Bonfim, his first 5-round fight, first main event against Belal, really good at boxing. This boxing is underrated, dude. The Ian Gary fight, he got eye-poked. But he, if you compare his fight to the Carlos Prates fight, of course there was 2 more rounds for Carlos Prates, so maybe round 4 and 5, Gary would have destroyed Belal Muhammad. Probably not. But if you look at that, if you just look at their first 3 rounds, Belal Muhammad did pretty good against Ian Gary. Did pretty good. And I think Ian Gary is just a way better version of Bonfim. Belal Muhammad's like an 85, 86, 87 overall. Bonfim's like a 80. I like doing these overall things. It's fun because I try and imagine. Bonfim's like an 80, maybe even like a 78. If we're being honest, who's he beating? Robbed Wonderboy. Robbed him. Wonderboy literally broke his shin, and he still couldn't do anything. Had no success in the takedowns against Wonderboy. Belal dominated Wonderboy. There's just levels in grappling, and I don't think Bonfim's going to be able to submit Belal. Now, of course, Belal's never gone against such a submission artist like Bonfim. Never gone against someone like Bonfim, dude. Submission specialist. Let's actually see. How many submissions does Bonfim have? What are we thinking? What are the bets? 19-1. He has 13 submissions. Sub Chaos Williams. Ange Lusa decision. Got TKO'd by Nicholas Dalby in round 2. Oh my goodness. Trevin Giles submission. Monor Lazez submission. Trey Waters submission. Eduardo Garvon submission. I just don't think. Again, who's Belal faced? Burns, Gilbert Burns. He's submission's not really his thing. He's more defensively submission kind of guy. But even then, Belal was in Burns' guard all day. Didn't really worry about it too much. I just think Belal's just so much better, dude. Everywhere. Now, Bonfim may throw a sneaky knee up the middle, catch Belal perfectly, KO'd him. I just don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. Belal's very smart. JDM wasn't able to catch him with it, and I think JDM's a lot better at timing knees up the middle than Bonfim. I just don't see it. Belal Muhammad's a little bit shorter too. I like that. You're right near the hips. Of course, you're also right near the knee. But again, just like Aljamain Sterling did against Zalal, showing that. He shows the knee. He's on one foot. You trip him, sweep him down. You're in side control. Now you're in full guard. Whatever. This could be a Bilal finish. I'm gonna go with a classic Bilal decision because that's his legendary move. But I would not be surprised if Bilal TKOs him in the 4th or 5th, submits him in the 4th or 5th. Probably not a submission. I could see a TKO in the 4th or 5th with a ground and pound. I'm gonna go a nice decision win for Bilal Muhammad. He may 50-45 him. I see more of like a 20 or 50-45 -2 +2 48-47. Something like that. Maybe 49-46. Loses round 1, wins the last 4. I just know he'll win the last ones just because Bonfim's just not about this 5-round life. Dalby put a pace on Bonfim, had him broken in round 2. All right, he's not about that life. He's not about that 5-round life. Bilal Muhammad is known to be about that 5-round life. Went 5 rounds with JDM, went 5 rounds with Burns, went 5 rounds, didn't go 5 rounds with Brady, but went 5 rounds with Edwards. He knows his thing or two, dude. He knows a thing or two. Maybe he didn't go 5 with Burns, but he at least went 3 with Burns. Goes 3 a lot of times, So I'm gonna trust Bilal Muhammad. Trust in the name. I won't forget the name Bilal Muhammad, dude. He's funny too. He is funny. A little gay sometimes, but normally funny. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed my UFC Vegas 118 breakdown. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't be funny, make some money, buy the numbers. I will be listening to this during my work, which is in 6 hours. It's 12 in the morning. I like last minute predictions. They're so fun. Anyways, one last time, okay? Don't be funny, make some money, buy the numbers. Peace out.